Hello, dear students. Welcome into the third lecture on redox titration. Myself, Mr. M.S. Bale. I am working as an assistant professor at Gokhale Education Society's Arts, Commerce, and Science College, Jawar. So, in the previous lecture, we have seen the multi-electron system for construction of the titration curve. In today's lecture, we are going to start the theory of redox indicators and its examples. So first, we will see the definition of the redox indicator. A usual redox indicator can be defined as substance which is added to the solution and undergoes a physical change that is seen by the eyes, such as either a color or fluorescence change as the stoichiometric point is passed. This is the definition. That means any kind of a substance when we add into the solution, at that time the solution color will get changed. Okay, suppose for example, we have taken any suppose ferron indicator. When we add into the solution, it acquires immediately a blue color. When that entire solution passing into the stoichiometric point, or we can say equivalence point of the titration, it will changes into the red color. That is will be the what, the usual visual redox indicator. Okay, an useful visual redox indicator should possess the some property. First property is what? It should change color at the stoichiometric or equivalence point potential for the titration. That means when any titration passing through the stoichiometric point or from the equivalence point, it should change its color. Okay, that is the main purpose, or should must change the color of that solution. Second property, the indicator should be soluble, stable, and undergo reversible changes. See, that means when we add indicator into the solution, at that time it must be stable. That means it should not react with the solution and undergo reversible change. Reversible change means, that means when it passes from the equivalence point, it should change the color. When again back into the what we can say previous solution, it should again appear its original color. That is the main purpose. Third one, the color change should be sharp and involve intense contrasting color. Thus, indicator transition range should overlap the steep part of the titration curve. A half reaction for an indicator process leading to a color change can be written as, see the reaction, bold black color, In ox OX plus N E minus, which is U I N R A D. Okay, that is IN stand for indicator, OX that is oxidized form. When it will take a electron, it will show a first color. Okay, color first. But when it reduced into the is another part, or can say in a particular oxidation state or any kind of the pH of the solution, then it will show the color second. That means indicator, it will present in oxidized form, it will show color 1, and it will convert it to the reduced form, it will show the another color, or you can say color second. Okay, where reversibility is assumed, the corresponding Nernst equation for the indicator half reaction is, see, this is the Nernst equation for the indicator EIN, that is E cell of indicator, is equal to E naught IN, that is standard electrode potential for the indicator, minus 0.0592 or 16 upon N, that is number of electron involved into the reaction, log to the base 10 into the concentration of indicator in reduced form upon concentration of indicator in oxidized form, where E naught IN refers to the standard reduction potential of indicator, which is constant term. It has been shown that color of oxidized form will be seen over the color of the reduced form when the concentration of the first is about 10 times the concentration of the second. See, suppose thus to see of oxidized form, the concentration of indicator in oxidized form upon the concentration of indicator in reduced form is greater than equal to 10 by 1. That means in this case the concentration of the indicator in oxidized form, that will be the greater as compared to 10 times greater than that of the reduced form. That means it will show the color first, and color of reduced form, that is concentration of indicator in oxidized form upon the concentration of indicator in reduced form, is less than equal to 1 by 10. That is the concentration of the indicator in reduced form, that will be greater than 10 times, so it will show the color of the reduced form, that is color second. If these substituted into the next equation, the following expression is obtained at constant pH. See the expression, this one, EIN is equal to E naught IN plus minus 0.0591 upon N. Consequently, if N is known, it is possible to qualitatively predict potential range over which the indicator changes color. An indicator whose standard potential E naught IN coincides with the equivalence point potential of the titration is chosen. Now we will see the some redox indicators example. See, we have seen the theory about the redox indicator. In this case, the concentration of the oxidized form of the indicator, when it will greater than 10 times from the reduced form, then it will show the original color, or the, we can say, color first. But the concentration of the reduced form, that will be greater than as that of the oxidized form, 10 times of that oxidized form, it will show the color second. That is the main theory behind this. Now we will see the example of these redox indicators. See, this is the table. See, I have taken 4 to 5 examples. See the first indicator, that is methylene blue. When it will present into the reduced form, it will be the colorless, but it oxidize, then it will show the blue color at the potential point 36 volt. And second will be 1-naphthol 2 sulfonic acid indophenol, that is present in reduced form in colorless, and in oxidized form it's red color at plus 0.54 volt. Then third one, 4-ethoxy 2 4-diaminoazobenzene, it is colorless in reduced form and in oxidized form pale yellow. Then diphenyl or diphenyl benzidine, that will be colorless in reduced form and violet or green in oxidized form. Then last one, diphenylamine sulfonic acid, that is colorless in reduced form and in oxidized form it will be the violet or green. Okay, now we will see the criteria for choosing an indicator for redox titration. An ideal redox indicator should change color when titration causes a shift of potential of about 0.118 upon n volt. Okay, by knowing the value of n, it is possible to qualitatively predict the potential range over which the indicator changes color. For the indicator with n is equal to 2, a change of potential 0.0592 volt is enough to get the sharp color change. That means, suppose we will consider the n is equal to 2, value of the n will be 2, then we will get the value of above 0.118 upon 2, that is 0.0592. That will be enough to get sharp color change. An indicator whose standard potential E naught IN coincides with the equivalence point potential of the titration is chosen. Here EIN, that is E cell of indicator, will depend on the ratio of indicator in reduced form upon indicator in oxidized form. Color of the indicator in the solution will in turn depend on the ratio of indicator in reduced form upon indicator in oxidized form. So actually this is the criteria where the indicator shows its different color, which is totally depend on the value of the n. Okay, now we will see the examples of the redox indicator. First example is the Ferroin indicator, or use of heroin as a redox indicator. This is the first example of the redox indicator. Organic compound 1,10-phenanthrolene or orthophenanthrolene form stable complex with Fe2 plus. That means ferrous Fe2 plus will be form a stable complex with the 1,10-phenanthrolene or orthophenanthrolene. Okay, that is the actually ferroin indicator. See, this is the reaction and its oxidized and reduced form. See the first red bracket, in this case ferrous and phenanthrolene, 1,10-phenanthrolene. In this case the ferrous is one type, only one mole, and phenanthrolene 1,10-phenanthrolene will be the 3 times, but Fe will be present into the +2 oxidation state. That's why its name is ferroin. When it will oxidize, that means increase in oxidation state, then it will acquire +3 oxidation state. So ferroin name will be converted into the ferrine. Why? Because ferrous will be converted into the ferric, so that why its name is ferrine. But in this case, when it will present, ferroin will be present into the reduced form, it will in red color. Okay, and it will oxidize into the ferrine, then it will immediately acquiring in blue color. See, in conical flask, first A flask, that will be the what, the red color, but when that solution, suppose we have added this ferron indicator into the ferrous 2 plus versus cerium 4 plus titration into the ferrous solution, at that time what will happen, it will immediately acquire what, red color. But when it passing into the equivalence point or stoichiometric point, see slightly purple color obtained. That means that will be the equivalence point, B number conical flask, and it will passing from the equivalence point, it will immediately show blue color. That means it will form into the oxidized form. Okay, that is the criteria of this Ferron indicator. Generally, this Ferron indicator is useful in the titration of ferrous 2 plus versus cerium 4 plus ion solution. Okay, now this complexes, its IUPAC nomenclature is what? Trees, why trees? 3 times 110 phenanthrone. That's why trees 110 phenanthrone iron second sulfate called ferrin. Why sulfate? Because there is not only ferrous solution here, there is ferrous sulfate we have taken. That's why this sulfate here, that is its name is what? Tris 110 phenanthrone iron second sulfate called ferroin. This is the most useful indicator for the titration of ferrous 2 with cerium 4 sulfate solution. It has an intense red color which changes to pale blue with strong oxidizing agent. The complexing iron in the ferroin under a reversible oxidized reduce reaction. This is the reaction actually. See, phenanthroline, that will be 3 times Fe3 plus 1 electron, which is gives phenanthroline Fe2 plus. Its standard reduction potential is equal to 1.06 volt. When it will present into the oxidized form, it will show the pale blue, and it will be present into the reduced form, it will show a red color. Okay, in the titration of 100 ml of 0.1 molar Fe2 plus solution with 0.1 molar cerium 4 plus solution, potential for 0.1 ml around the equivalence point corresponds to 1.27 to 0.931 volt, and the equivalence point potential corresponds to 1.05 volt. These values we have already calculated in the one electron system titration curve. Irreversible potential of the indicator is approximately 1.11 volt in presence of what? 1 molar H2SO4. Hence the indicator will be in the red form at the equivalence point. But when an excess of 0.1 ml of cerium 4 plus solution is added, the potential of the system rises to 1.27 volt. Fifth number point. Consequently, the indicator is oxidized to pale blue color. The titration error in this titration is almost negligible. Now we will see the second example, that is diphenylamine. This is the second example of the redox indicator. The indicator name is what? Diphenylamine, or use of diphenylamine as a redox indicator. Diphenylamine is one of the most widely used indicator for the titration of iron second with K2Cr2O7, that is potassium dichromate solution. Diphenylamine is first oxidized to diphenylbenzidine, a colorless substance which is also is the indicator. Diphenylbenzidine is then reversibly oxidized to diphenylbenzidine, imparting its violet coloration. Just we have seen above the table. In that table, when it will present into the reduced form, it will show the colorless, and it will convert into the oxidized form, it will show the violet or green coloration. See, this is the reaction. See, left hand side part of this reaction is what? First one will be the diphenylamine. Structure of two benzene ring attached to the nitrogen atom, that is diphenylamine. It will reversibly oxidize into the diphenylbenzene with liberating 2H plus 2 electron. Then that diphenylbenzene again reversibly oxidizes into diphenylbenzene in violet coloration. These are the two reactions of the diphenylamine indicator. The transition potential of the indicator is 0.76 volt in presence of 0.5 to 1 normal STSO4. In the titration of iron 2 plus with K2Cr2O7 solution, equivalence point potential is much higher, around the 1.14 volt. The indicator would show a color change much before the equivalence point. It is desirable to bring the equivalence point potential of the system closer to the transition potential of indicator E0 ion to obtain a sharp color change. This is achieved by the addition of 85% phosphoric acid. That means during the titration of this Fe2 plus versus K2Cr2O7 solution, when we add the phosphoric acid, 85% phosphoric acid, the color change will be obtained. Okay, that is the main role of this phosphoric acid over this titration. Fe3 plus form stable colored complex with the PO4 3 minus, that is phosphations. The equivalence point potential now comes very close to that of the indicator. The end point is thus sharp, reversible and precise. Okay, so this is about the diphenylamine indicator. In this case, the main role play by the phosphoric acid, because ferrous ion form a stable colored complex with the phosphate ion, then it will show the color. Okay, so here this chapter will be completed. From next lecture we are going to start the complex symmetric titration. That will be the second chapter from the unit number second. Thank you.